What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and boy, I tell you what, this guy has been just an absolutely insane monster as far as DPS, but also as a support, as I showed you guys in yesterday's video. And I'm going to show you something today that's actually pretty astronomical. I was actually able to do the best score I've ever done against Omega Rugal with Shun Ei as a support, guys, and at level 90, you could do the same thing that I'm doing. Now, there is a caveat to the big run that I did, and that is I have A5 Hotaru, who gives an increased targeting receive from her EX core. But I'm going to show you guys a run. We're just going to go through it and how you want to play it. It's going to be pretty much the same as yesterday, except we're going to have a little bit different striker, but it's going to be played the same way, where you can still get an insane score if you are free to play. So if you just have Hotaru, you have her 3PG, you have her card set, you're going to be good to go, guys. I mean, it will help if you have a certain card set for Shanay, as I mentioned in yesterday's video, but you don't need it. You can actually use a Serena set on him, and it will be fine. But before we get into any more of this video, guys, I do want to touch on the fact that they did fix some things with Shun Ei. So Shun Ei, his second skill was applying chill to everybody on the screen. It's just that now, instead of the text saying, you know, applies cold spell upon landing a skill, it applies cold spell to targets when using a skill. So it applies to chill to all enemies. It was already applying chill to all enemies. It's just now we actually have the correct text on Shun Ei. And also, guys, we're having the end of guild raid ranking. Now, I don't really think this is a big thing for a lot of players unless you're, you know, really into this, super competitive. There really was no benefit to having the #1 guild except for bragging rights for the most part. However, the thing that's interesting about this post that CM Yuri posted up is that, you know, the guild ranking is going to be ending, and, you know, he presumes that the contenders are going to be saddened by all this news. Some of us will, some of us won't care. But what they put in here that's really interesting is, however, we ask for your generous understanding as this is a necessary step in the process of reorganizing the existing content to provide new and enjoyable content in the near future. So hopefully they do some change up shop, they do some things in here where it actually would be a little bit more relevant, or for people to play Guild Raid, make it a little bit more competitive, you know? So I'm kind of hoping for that, you know, maybe they give us some kind of incentive to have the best Guild Raid scores, because then it would make more sense to get all these insane scores. Right now we just do it for fun, we just want to have a good old blast, talking about it in our Discords and talking about with our fellow KOF players and just, you know, shooting the crap about how well we're doing and what teams we're doing it with, right? But it would be really awesome if we had some extra incentive to do it. So I'm hoping they do something regarding this. That would actually be pretty damn fantastic. Now, you guys are going to see the score that I was able to get in Guild Raid. I actually just did this a second ago, right before I started this video, and I did it the free-to-play way. I got 752 billion with this team right here. So, I mean, I know this selling level 50 Hotaru, but you're going to watch the way that I play her, and I won't use her increased targeting received. And at the end of this video, I'll show you a little special run where I do use Hotaru at A5, using her increased targeting received, and it's a pretty astronomical difference. Guys, the only thing that we're changing in this run compared to the Nightmare Geese run is our striker in AG, right? You could use AG or Hydern for the bleed that applies for 10 seconds. You're going to play this exactly the same way, except for one difference, as I want to talk about here in a second. So in yesterday's video, in the runs that I was doing, I wasn't using Shun Ei correctly to get the optimal damage out of him, especially as a support. And let me show you what I'm talking about. So in yesterday's video, guys, I wasn't using his basic attacks. Now, whenever you use his basic attacks, it decreases defenses by 30% for 11 seconds upon landing a basic attack. Every time you land a basic attack, it's going to decrease defenses. So if you land one attack, it's going to be 30%. If you land 2 attacks, it's going to be 60%. And I believe it if you land 3 attacks, it's going to be 90%. So you're trying to get 3 basics in there. So the way that you want to play him is after you do your default and you get your 60% increase to attack to all allies, do 3 basic attacks, pop, and then switch to Hotaru and go right into her 3PG. If you don't have her 3PG, switch her in and just go 3-2-1 or 3-1-2, whichever may work out. Against Rugal, it seems like 3-2-1 actually works out better. I don't know why, but it just seems to work out better that way. But against Geese, 3-1-2 works out better. Maybe it's because the shock on the second skill. Not really sure, but that just seems how it works out. But this is very important, guys, and this makes a big difference in the damage that you're going to do, especially if you play him correctly. And I really regret regret not doing it in that Nightmare Geese run because I probably would have done a whole lot more damage. The run that you guys are going to see at the end of this video is the most damage I've ever done against Omega Rugal. When I used Athena and Cronin and Ivy, I was able to get 850 billion, around there, give or take, 850 billion. But you're going to see me actually destroy that number with Hotaru, Shun Ei, right? And this could be a level 90 Shun Ei, right? But it is an A5 Hotaru, to be fair. Now, when it comes to the card set, guys, this is really going to be the best card set for him, so you're always going to have that 3 PG, and then you want to have some good PG option cards. I've already talked about all this. It's the same as it was in yesterday's video. I will put yesterday's video at the top of the screen at the end of this video, so you guys can just click on it, check it out, so you can get all the information that you need. But having power option cards and this or the Serena set will get it done. The Serena set won't be as consistent, but it will get it done. Or you could just use, the Rugal set, Athena set, the Banner set to build up that PG, but it's a 30% chance, right? These sets like this here in the Serena are just more reliable. And then, of course, the critical damage striker for Ivy, Kusanagi for Hotaru as a striker. And then Hotaru, guys, the same old, same old. I am using this card here for some PG rate for Hotaru. That's actually very, very nice, and that helps out a lot. But we're also using the Hotaru set that gives the extra critical damage and extra attack to female fighters, right? And by the way, in the run that you guys are going to see, I never hit Hotaru's Awakened skill. I never hit it. And if I would have hit it, I would have gotten this extra proc from this for attack to female. So I probably would have done more damage if I would have done that. But 750 billion is no joke. That's a very, very good score in guild raids. So I'll bring up the run for you guys right now. I'll just kind of run through it and talk about what's going on here. So whenever you start this fight, guys, if you don't have Hotaru's 3 PG, all you're trying to do is build up her 5 bars of PG gain. That way, when you drop her in the next round, she will be able to go into her 3 PG immediately. So that's exactly what you're going to see me do, right? Obviously, if you have her at A5, then you want to forward around a little bit, wait till there's about 3 seconds left on your EX core, and then switch to Ivy. That way, the next go around, Hotaru will be able to use her EX core. But if you're not using your EX cores, I'm going to show you in this run, right? This is the more free-to-play setup, then you're not going to do that, right? And I'm a player that way. Even though she's level 50, that's the way I'm a player. I'm not going to use her increased targeting receipt throughout this entire run. So we're going to build up her PG here, right? We build up the PG, we switch to Ivy, we do Ivy's 3 PG, and then after Ivy, guys, we're going to drop in Shun Ei. We're going to go 3, 2, 1. Okay, just like in yesterday's video, we're going to go 3, 2, 1, but with a slight difference. We'll do 3, 2, 1. We'll use our 3 PG, and then after the 3 PG, we're going to bring in our bleeding striker. Now, you could use a poison striker, you could use a bleeding striker, you could use Zhang Fei, Haidern. It doesn't matter, guys. Those strikers will be just fine, right? Now, we're going to do the default right now, so we get that 60% increase of all attack, right? And we have our dot striker applied. In my case, I'm using AG for the bleed. And afterwards, we're going to do a few basic attacks, and watch me do this, okay? So I hit the default, couple basics, I switch to Hotaru, go straight into the 3 PG, right? We already have the PG built up from the very beginning of the fight. And then we're gonna go 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, switch to Ivy. Now look at the damage, guys. Look at the damage that she does. 82 billion, guys. 82 billion. 82 billion in the first rotation. That is pretty damn nutty, right? That's pretty damn nutty. And again, guys, in this run, I don't use Hotaru's Awakened skill to try to get the extra attack for female fighters from the Hotaru's set, right? Now, a little trick, guys, with Shanay is whenever you saw me dodge a second ago and dodge behind Rugal, but I was still crunched down. So what happens is when you go into your 3 PG, you're still going to end up far away like this, which isn't what you want. You want to be right up against Rugal. So whenever you dodge the other side, like you're trying to get against the wall and get between Rugal and against the wall with Shanay, so that way you're not so far away, what you want to do is you want to dodge, make sure you stand up, and then go into your 3 PG. As long as you stand up and you're facing Rugal and go into your 3 PG, you'll be very close to Rugal while you're punching him in the face, which is exactly how you're going to do more damage. Whenever you're wasting time and you're far away and you're hitting that first skill to close the distance, for one, you're not getting the increased chill target damage received, and you're wasting a lot of time, guys. You don't want to do that. You want to be as close to Rugal as possible. That's kind of the thing about Shanay. He's really terrific for this, but you really do have to play him very carefully, especially as Rugal, who moves around all over the place, to try to get the most damage possible, all right? But this works out wonderful, guys. Your hyper armor will still be up. If you go 3, 2, 1 after the 3PG, and then you do your default, your hyper armor will still be up. You got 4 seconds of hyper armor. So you can go straight into your basics, just tap your basic attacks, or hold it, whatever, for a second or so, and then switch to Hotaru, do a 3PG, after the 3PG, 3, 2, 1, and then boom. Right? And if you're using the Hotaru set, you can just use her Awakened skill to get that extra attack to female fighters. Obviously, if you have the A5, then you use the EX skill to get the increased target damage received. Right? And I wanted to show you guys this run because it's really more free to play than like the OP run that I would show you guys at the end of this video. Right? But I want to show that too, just to show you guys how awesome it is to have an A5 Hotaru as well. And there, see, I want you guys to notice what I just did there. So just a second ago, right, Rugal goes into an iframe, right? Whenever he goes into an iframe, guys, like after Shun Ei's 3PG, he's going to go into an iframe right here. He's going to crunch down. Boom. All right. And now my attacks are missing. So for one, I'm not building any PG and I'm not landing my attacks. Now the second skill will still apply that chill, but that ain't good enough, guys. You got to get that PG built up so you can use that default, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit my Awakened skill. So it resets my skills and then I'm going to go 3, 2, 1 again, right? Hit my Awakened skill, 3, 2, 1 again, then hit the default. All right. That's how you got to play that. Every time that happens, that's what you want to do. It'll work out just fine for you guys. And honestly, using this method with a Hotaru is actually easier against Rugal than against Geese because you don't have to worry about darkness on the ground, which is actually pretty damn nice. I mean, it's awesome, guys. It's really, really spectacular. The amount of damage that you can do, even the free-to-play way, which is pretty sick. And, you know, like, the bad thing about Hotaru is that she doesn't buff up the characters that we have in the banner right now because, well, they're not female. So it kind of screws them a little bit, right? But, I mean, Iori's got such an amazing leadership. You would just use his leadership instead. But, like, when you're far away like this, guys, it really is an annoying thing, right? I try to get close, right? And do a couple basics, and then boom. And it's that simple. Just always remember, guys, after you do Shun Ei's 3PG, do 3, 2, 1, do the default, apply your dot striker, whether it's Bison, whether it's Shang Fei, whether it's Haidern, whether it's AG. Those are going to be the 4 best ones for this. Also, Angel, I believe, offers poison damage as well. Any one of those is going to work really, really well for the striker. And you can just use them, guys, and then after your default, just do a couple basics really quick while your hyper armor is still up, and then boom, switch to Hotaru, go into a 3PG. Now, if you don't have this card set on Shun Ei, it might be a little bit more difficult to always go into Hotaru's 3PG, and if her 3PG isn't available when you drop her in, just go 3, 2, 1, and then switch to Ivy, all right? If you don't have the 3PG available, just do that. Just switch to Ivy and go for gold. Now I'm gonna go ahead and speed it all the way up to the end, guys. We don't need to watch all this, okay? You'll see the very end. Now look at that, 752 billion. Free to play team, free to play setup, right? You would only need a level 90 Shun Ei to do this, guys. You don't need no A2 Shun Ei or nothing like that. A level, well, actually, if you have them at A1, it actually would be a little bit better. But the truth is, the defensive stone that I have on Shun Ei, because they do have a defensive stone on them right here, this first stone. It only applies for 5 seconds when they land an active skill, guys. And it's on a 10-second cooldown. So 9 times out of 10, we're not really getting this because we're switching over to Hotaru. This 5-second period is already gone. So again, level 90 will do the trick. You don't need him leveled up. All you need is that 3PG and him at level 90, guys. And you could slap a Serena set on this guy, and if you have these PG Ray cards, that would be even better, and you're going to do really, really well, guys. Even with the Serena, it won't be as consistent as this as far as doing your default over and over and over after your 3PG, but it still will be very, very good and a very, very powerful way to get it done in Guild Raid. So guys, I'm going to leave you with the run where I use Hotaru's increased target damage received, and you might be pretty surprised by the damage that they do. It's pretty damn nuts, and Shun Ei just proves once again, guys, that no matter whether it's Geese or Rugal, he is actually an insane support to have, a super versatile character, and man, I tell you what, just super happy with this guy. So guys, let me know how y'all doing in the game, and I do stream on Twitch, 9 p.m. GT+7 time. The link is in the description below, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See everybody. Take care.